What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady. This story's called Same Karen Twice in 2 Weeks. I've watched videos and heard the stories on YouTube about Karens, and they usually make me giggle and put a smile on my face. But from time to time, I usually have to put up with the Karen every now and then with my work. But nothing ever worth talking about or posted, but this one needs to be posted. I will try to keep it short. Here's the cast. There's me, best friend, I don't know if it's a dude or a chick, bestie's child, crazy Karen, Walmart manager, deputy sheriffs 1 and 2. Being the year of pandemic and when things were sort of getting back to normal at the beginning of the summer with retail stores, and just to let everyone know, I'm a female, 36, and in really great shape and a cyclist. I was out mountain biking with some friends on a wonderful late afternoon, a good workout also. Started to head home and stopped at a Walmart to pick up a few things to make dinner for my daughter and I. Then I happened to see best friend with best friend's child. We greeted, and I've always been like an aunt to her child. He was turning 4 years old and she was buying him a bicycle for his birthday. This is right up my alley, and I said, great, let Auntie K help you out with it. Both were happy with it. We found a good 16-inch wheel starter bike, did helmets, and I even fitted the helmet to him. Best friend and I were chatting a bit. Best friend's child was looking at other toys, and this is where I get the ahem. I turned, I saw the Karen in all her glory, and yes, every bit of the Karen look with her child. I said, I'm sorry if I'm in your way of the shelves. Then, in not so nice of a tone, crazy Karen says, now that you're done with her, you can help me with my child and bike for him. Sorry, ma'am, I don't work here, and I was just helping out my friend with her son. Yes, you do. You're wearing cycling clothes. I just got finished with a ride about an hour ago, and I'm here to pick things up and saw my friend, and I just helped her. I'm sorry. One of the employees would be glad to help you, and I really don't work here. She doesn't work here, lady. You need to butt out and shut up. I wasn't talking to you. Oh my god. Let's go and get away from this crazy lady. What? How dare you call me that? I will have you fired. Trying to stay calm, and I repeated, I don't work here. My friends always say that I am really scary when I'm mad. Being a tall woman, 5'10", and fit, I'm not a small woman. We try to walk away, and crazy Karen grabs my arm. I pull out of her grip and tell her, if you touch me again, I will have you arrested. I try to walk away again, and she grabs my cycling jersey. You are going to help me, and I'm going to report you to your manager also. Let go of my jersey, you freaking wingnut. Then a Walmart manager comes around the corner, and crazy Karen screams at him. You need to fire your employee for not helping me. She doesn't work here, and you need to let her go before I have you escorted out the door. How dare you treat paying customers this way? I pull my jersey from her grip, and she tries to slap me. I grab her wrist mid-flight and said, you have now done it, lady, and twisted her arm behind her. Crazy Karen is now yelling assault and screaming about how bad I am hurting her arm as I pull up behind her back. I do have a lot of fighting training, judo, and some MMA. My best friend is recording it all on her phone and trying to keep best friend's child calm at the same time. I say to the Walmart manager, call the sheriff department right now. I'm having her arrested. Let me go! I will sue all of you! You are all going to jail! I don't think so. I wrenched her arm up harder, her kid crying, and escorted her up to the front of the store as we waited for someone from the sheriff's department. 2 deputy sheriffs walk in, and I knew them both from having to use the sheriff's department a lot in my line of work. I let go, and crazy Karen screams, arrest her now for assaulting me! Ma'am, you need to calm down right now. No, she assaulted me! Me, best friend and Walmart manager just stood there and waited for the deputy sheriffs to handle everything and answer anything that was asked to us. "Okay, what is going on here?"
You know this bimbo! Arrest her!
"You need to be quiet or I'm gonna arrest you." I was feeling really bad for her child. He was crying as another Walmart employee tried to keep him calm. Crazy Karen kept screaming, and then they cuffed her as I, Walmart manager and best friend, talked to Deputy Sheriff 2 about what happened. I didn't want to press charges because I didn't want to spend time in court with it all. I spent enough time in court with my line of work. She was banned from that Walmart. Walmart manager apologized for everything and gave my best friend and I $50 gift cards. I handed mine to best friend, which paid for the bike and helmet. I never got my items to make dinner as I called my daughter and told her we were ordering out. I thought that would be the end of this and would never see that woman again. I was wrong. Add to the cast,
Office manager.
2 weeks go by and I'm in my office at work and I told everyone in the office about what happened at this Walmart. By the way, I own a home rental business, family owned. I spent my whole life in this business and took over when my parents retired. Nice sized business with 40 employees from office to maintenance. This one fine day, one of my office employees comes back to the office with this couple. I was in my office with the door shut, but my employee introduced them to my office manager slash CEO, and they were going to file and sign final paperwork on a home rental. My CEO buzzes me and asked if I could come out to meet the new renters and introduce myself to them. As I walked up front, the look of shock hit my face, and I couldn't believe it. It was Crazy Karen. Crazy Karen sees me.
You! Don't tell me you work here!
"Yes, I do work here," I said calmly.
Who is your manager? I'm gonna have you fired!
I see her husband, this poor cuck, now turning red from embarrassment and then saying and pointing to my office manager. "She is the manager. Talk to her."
You should fire this worthless bimbo! I can't fire her. Only the owner of the company can fire her. I want to speak to the owner!
She points at me and says,
She is the owner.
"Yes, you are in my place of business. I'm not going to rent a house to you, and I'm asking you to leave right now. Never to come back before I call the sheriff department on you." She leaves in a big hurry with her cuck of a husband in tow. My sales employee was laughing about it and then joked, "I guess I don't get my rental bonus on my next check." I laughed and said, "I'll pay you the bonus after having a deal with her." He was happy about that. Yikes. What a freaking crazy woman, lady person. Acting all crazy and stuff, expecting everyone to just fire everyone just because she wants them to. Crazy. That's all I got. Alright, this story's called "Why Would I Be Working with My Toddler?" And why would a store employee kidnap a child on the clock? I mean, if you're just asking that question, it's a pretty good alibi, I assume. This happened a few months ago, mid-October, when the weather was still nice where I live. I went to our local Kroger to grab a few things I needed for dinner. This is important because I wasn't using a cart, just a basket. My oldest son, who is 3.5, loves to go to the store and do anything that involves getting out of the house, so I decided to let him tag along and leave his other brother at home with dad. Grocery trips for us are kind of like our little mom and son dates. I usually let him pick out a toy or a treat of some kind. Since outings aren't as often as the pandemic, I try to keep things normal and exciting for him. This is where story comes into play. For note, I was wearing a light blue polo, but the store dress code is a dark blue polo with the store logo and khakis. I was wearing jean shorts that in no way was too short, but definitely wouldn't be allowed for any employee of a grocery store. People involved will be me,
Tylerson,
and rude Karen. So about 20 minutes into our trip, I'd grabbed the few vegetables I needed and was just shopping around the canned goods aisle to grab some things I might need in the future. I was putting a can of something back in exchange for a larger version I didn't see at first when I hear, "Ma'am?"
Ma'am, I need your assistance right this instant.
Not working there, I figured someone was just being an ass to a nearby worker and carried on until about 30 seconds later while looking at different canned good items when rude Karen grabs my arm and pulls me around. Excuse me, can I help you?
I know you heard me. Now help me find the molasses now.
I don't work here. Clearly, so how about no and don't touch me again? As a matter of fact, we're in a pandemic and you're not even wearing a mask. Get away from me.
I have COPD. I can't wear one. Where is your manager? That's a violation for you to even ask about my medical condition. Now go find this child's parents instead of dilly-dallying around like you're supposed to, or else I'll tell the manager you weren't gonna give this child back.
Completely stunned and pissed at this point. For one, I didn't ask about your medical condition. I said get away from me since you are above health codes. How dare you accuse me of stealing a child? Again, I don't work here, lady, and this stolen child happens to be my son. Are you okay?
Yes, you did ask me, you little bimbo. I know you're a little rotten liar who doesn't want to get in trouble. Now take me to the manager now. You're no older than 16. Who are you keeping this child from?
I am 25 years old. He came from my vagina and is my son. I do not work here. Get the hell away from me before I get a manager myself. You are scaring my son. Toddler son is visibly scared and on the verge of tears at this point.
He looks scared because you stole him.
So now I'm no longer finding his parents, but stole him on the clock?
See, you just admitted it. You do work here.
At this point, my son is crying, and so I just grab his hand and walk to find a manager as fast as I can, with rude Karen screaming behind me that she's getting a manager and that I am kidnapping a child, so people are starting to look. I finally find the manager. It doesn't take much to explain the situation, as rude Karen was trailing behind me screaming as I was talking to him. He very quickly confirmed I did not work there and then told her to leave for making such accusations and not adhering to local health department guidelines. She of course refused, started causing an even bigger scene on how we were human trafficking in the store, and the police end up getting called by her. Yes, she was the one who called 911 to report a kidnapping, and she is arrested in front of a good 150 people. Basically just had to tell the cops my situation and how she was following me throughout the store, accusing me of stealing my own son, and that was that, and went home and on with the rest of my day. So, rude Karen, I sincerely hope a jar of molasses was worth a trip to jail and you received the mental health care you clearly need. Yikes, that woman had issues. And I want Taco Bell. Not sure how it's relevant, but it is to me somehow because I said it. Anyway, OP, you handled it well. Minimal casualties. Bravo. Alright, this story's called Mistaken for a Hospital Employee. Longtime lurker, first time poster. This one is a bit more on the wholesome side, but I thought someone might appreciate. Here's the cast, there's me, older gentleman. This happened yesterday. Setup. I needed to go get some lab work done for one of my doctors, and I live conveniently close to an urgent care center that is just a 10-minute leisurely walk from my house, since I planned on going on a run afterwards. I threw on a pair of lightweight pants, a long-sleeve moisture-wicking shirt, my running shoes, and a trucker hat that is my go-to running cap. Importantly, the shirt had a small logo on the front of my mother's veterinary clinic. In hindsight, the pants also probably looked like black scrub bottoms. I mask up and walk down there. The lab is just off the lobby, so after I was screened and signed in, they told me to wait there and they would call me back. Typical procedure. I spend a lot of time sitting at my computer while at home, so when I go out, I prefer to stand instead of sitting. Now, I was in the army for a brief time before a medical issue cut my career short, but it was long enough for habits to stick. Habits such as standing at ease or rest whenever I have to wait somewhere, as well as preferring to be able to see the entire room and not have anyone behind me. So these habits put me in an edge of the room not too far away from the main entrance. The lobby is not very large, and I note that I am I'm also the only person under 70 in it, other than the occasional staff. I'm there for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and this one older gentleman, who seems to be waiting for the pharmacy, kinda zeroes in on me and starts walking towards me. I was raised to be respectful and helpful, so I wait to see what he's going to say.
Do you know when they're giving out the shots?
I knew he meant the vaccine. This is America, and our rollout has sucked, so I know folks are pretty desperate for any information. Of course, I was also brought up to be honest. I have no idea.
You have no idea.
He said it as a statement, not a question. I just shake my head, and older gentleman starts to turn away. He turns back after a couple of steps.
You looked important, so that's why I asked you.
Oh, no, I'm just here for some lab work. I sit a lot at home, so I prefer to stand when I'm out.
I can understand that.
He wasn't unkind, but I could hear a certain frustration and exasperation in his voice, until he learned I didn't work there. I hope an employee was able to give him some information on the vaccine, and hopefully it was good news. Yes, the vaccine, rolling out stuff, that's taking forever. I'm pretty sure like most people aren't going to be able to get access to it until like springtime probably. That's just what I heard. Could be different. Who knows? I don't. OP doesn't. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.